Hello students and welcome to Smartkidz Tutorials. In this video we'll be solving a model paper of the maths paper coming for the second term of the SSC exam in 2022. Okay, and the marks are 40 for it. It is a 1.5 hour paper. So let's solve this paper question by question. The first question is select and write the correct alternative from those given below. And the question is if 2k comma k plus 10 and 3k plus 2 are in arithmetic progression, then the value of k is the following choices have been given. So we need to work it out and find out which of these is the correct choice, and there is 1 mark for this particular question. So let's work it out and put down the progression that has been given to us. The progression given to us is 2k, then k plus 10, then 3k plus 2 dot dot whatever. So we need over here we are asked to find the value of k. Now if we want to find the value of k, then we'll have to get it by comparing them, and if the only thing that is common between these three terms is that there will be a common difference, because we have already been told that this is part of arithmetic progression. So if this is part of arithmetic progression, one of the conditions of arithmetic progression is that the sequence of numbers should have a common difference. So it's understood that these are going to have common difference. So you can say if we take this as our first term a1, this as our second term a2, this as our third term a3, then we can say that a2 minus a1 is equal to d, which is a common difference, and a3 minus a2 will also be equal to the common difference d, right? In that way both should be equal to each other in terms of their common differences. So we can say that a2 minus a1 is equal to a3 minus a2. So if a2 minus a1 is equal to a3 minus a2, then in this case all we need to do is write down what is a2. So a2 is k plus 10 minus a1, which is 2k, equal to a3, which is 3k plus 2, minus a2, which is k plus 10. Next we solve further. So k minus 2k will give us minus k plus 10 equal to 3k plus 2, and now we'll put the minus sign inside, that means open the bracket. This will become minus k, and that will become minus 10. Now minus k plus 10, I'll leave it the way it is. 3k minus k gives us 2k, and positive 2 minus 10 will give minus 8. I'll bring this minus k on the right hand side, and it will become positive this way, and I'll take this minus 8 on the left hand side, it will become positive like this. Okay, now we can write this as 2k plus k is 3k and 8 plus 10 is 18. Now the signs don't change because I've changed on both the sides. So if you may wonder why the signs don't change, is because whatever was on the left hand side I brought it on the whatever was on the right hand side I brought it on the left hand side, and whatever was on the left hand side I brought it. That is because we would like to keep the unknown on the left hand side. So this cancels, 3 1s are 3, 3 6 are 18, and we get k is equal to 6. That means our correct choice is D, that is 6. Our next question is attempt the following, and there are two parts to this B, 1 and 2. So each question under this main question has got 1 mark each. The first one is a shoe vendor wants to survey the residents of a town where he wishes to sell his shoes. Okay, which is the most appropriate measure of central tendency that he should calculate so as to maximize his profits. Before we attempt this problem, we should understand what are the measures of central tendency that we have learned. So the measures of central tendency that we have come across are mean, median and mode. Okay, so mean looks at an average, median looks at the middle number, and mode looks at the number of times an observation is repeated or a particular number that is repeated. So here in this question what we are asked And how do we relate to any one of these measure of central tendency is what we'll have to look. What it says is there is a shoe vendor, somebody who sells shoes. Now he wants to carry out a survey in a particular town. Let's say, if we say, let's say somebody, there is a shoe vendor who is, let's say, from Maharashtra, and he wants to enter Goa. That means set up a shop in Goa. For that, he wants to know where exactly will his shoes, sell. So what he wants to do is basically look to gain maximum profit. Okay, so where he wishes to sell his shoes, he say. So which is the most appropriate measure of central that he would calculate so as to maximize his profit. Okay, so in this case, see, he's looking to sell shoes. That means it's looking at a number. He's looking where his shoes will sell more. That means, let's say he's got a shoe of a particular brand. Okay, let's say X brand, and that particular X brand, he wants to know whether it will sell in Goa or not. The only way he can find out is doing a survey. Okay, so he wants to know how many times a particular shoe will be sold, and that stock of that shoe only he will try to sell. So in that case, the appropriate measure of central tendency would be mode, because mode will look as to how many times a particular shoe is being sold. That will allow this shoe vendor to maximize his profit. There is no point of him keeping some product or some shoe which is not selling at all. He is looking to make as much profit as possible. So only the mode can help him, because mode will tell him, give him an idea as to which shoe is selling maximum, where, in which parts of Goa his shoes are selling, okay, what price it is selling. Whereas mean will give him a rough idea, okay, these are, but it will not give him pinpoint as to say, okay, this particular shoe is selling like hotcakes and I should stock this only will give me maximum profit. Okay, and median is definitely not the case over here. We are not looking at a particular value in the middle. Okay, so mode will be the correct choice. This will allow the shoe vendor to maximize his profit. So the second part of question B is the nth term of an arithmetic progression 4, 1, -2, -5 is -56. We are asked to find the value of n. So we are given that the nth term an equal to -56. From here we can make out, from the arithmetic progression we can make out, write the arithmetic progression once again, 4, 1, -2, -5. Okay, and first term is 4, then the difference would be a2 minus a1. So this would be 1 would be our a2 and a1 would be 4. So 1 minus 4, we will get -3 as our answer. So we will use the general form of arithmetic progression, that is an equal to a plus n minus 1 in bracket into d. Next, instead of an we'll put -56, instead of a we'll put 4, n is what we need to find out, d will be -3. So I'll take 4 on the left hand side, that will become -4, and -4 and -56 will be -60. That's what we will get. Then -3 I'll multiply into n and we will get -3n. -3 into -1 will give +3. Next I'll take -3n on the left hand side and take -60 on the right hand side. So both will change size. -3n will become +3n, 3 will remain the way it is, and -60 will become +60. We'll get 3n equal to 63, and this is divisible then. 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6, 3 1s are 3. So n is equal to 21. So the value of n is 21. Question 1c says draw two concentric circles of radii 3 centimeters and 5 centimeters. Take a point P on the outer circle. Using a pair of compasses and ruler, construct a pair of tangents PA and PB to the inner circle. Measure and state the length of the tangent segment. So what we need to do, if we just draw a rough diagram, draw a circle first of 3 centimeters radii. Next, draw another one of 5 centimeters using the same center. So we'll have 2 concentric circles like this. Once we have that, then we mark this point from the center to extending till the circumference of the outer circle. Okay, once we have this line, okay, that would be 5 centimeters, we need to draw a perpendicular bisector to this particular line. It will be something like this, and this will become then the new radii, whatever will be formed here, this, and we'll use this measurement to draw another circle. Okay, so that will come something over here like this, overlapping, and where this new circle meets the internal circle, from that point extending outwards, we'll draw the tangents. Let's take a point and draw a circle 3 centimeters. I'll take it somewhere over here like this, and draw a circle. This is having a radii of 3 centimeters. Next, I'll draw a circle from the same point, say having the same center. Draw a circle having 5 centimeters this way. So we have our 2 concentric circles ready now. Next, I will draw a line this way, joining the 2 circles here. So this is actually the radii, and this will be 5 centimeters. Next, we have to draw a perpendicular bisector to this particular line. Now this line is actually the radii, big line is the radii of this big circle, and this, the line from here to here, becomes the radii of the smaller inner circle. Okay, we have to draw a perpendicular stretch to this particular line. Now to draw a perpendicular, I am going to take measurement which is slightly more than half of this. I can easily make out that this is actually going to be more than half of it. Okay, this is 5 centimeters, the length of this radius, but I've not measured it, but I can easily make out it. The measurement that I have taken roughly is going to be more than 2.5 centimeters. So this is how we draw a perpendicular bisector. There you go. Next, we'll mark the points where these 2 points have 2 arcs on either end have intersected. So it's over here and over here. We draw a straight line. It can either be a dotted line, or you can draw a solid line as well, like this. Okay, that's it. Now that we have drawn this line, or the perpendicular bisector, all we need to do is measure the length from here to here, like this, over here. Okay, so it's going to be, you can see it this way. Okay, so this will be our new radii, and this point over here, this will become our new center. We are going to use the measurement that we have taken to draw another circle with this as our new center, this way. There you go. And now a new circle is now ready. Now you see this point over here where this new circle that we have drawn intersects with this internal circle right on top over here. Okay, we're going to mark it here, and it intersects over here as well in the bottom. We're going to mark this as well. Now we have got so many points, so might as well give them some name. So this main center of ours for these two concentric circles, we'll give it say O. The point over here where which completes the radius of the big circle, and also where this circle, the new circle, meets this big circle, we'll mark it as point P. These 2 points that we have now just now marked, where the new circle intersects the internal circle, the old one, we'll mark this as A and let this be as B. And this center that we have taken to draw the new circle, this will mark, let's say, M. That should be fine. Okay. Now the next thing is to draw the tangents. So we are going to draw the tangents from A all the way extending to P, and similarly we are going to do the same thing where we will draw a line from B connecting to P. So we have to draw AP and BP, and those will be our tangents. Tangent to this internal circle, that's where or inner circle, we have been asked to draw PA and PB to this inner circle. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Okay, so from A to P, this way, and we are going to draw one from P to B. Okay, that's it. Okay, so this way we have got our two tangents, and we'll connect this A to O as well over here. So we have A to O this way, and also B to O. I'll tell you why I'm joining them actually. B to O. Okay. Now, if you have a look, this B to O is actually the radius of this inner circle. Similarly, A to O, or AO, or OA, we may call it, or OB. These are radii of this inner circle. OP becomes the radius of the outer circle. Okay, is the radius of the outer circle. And we have drawn tangent to the inner circle. This PA and PB are actually tangents to the inner circle. That is what we were asked to draw. Now one last thing is left in this is to measure PA and PB. We know the tangents have to be equal, so the lengths of PA and PB have also got to be equal. So let's measure them. So we have PA over here, and if you notice, PA is 4 centimeters and PB over here is also 4 centimeters. So our construction is correct. We just need to write some. This is 4 centimeters, this is 4 centimeters. This entire length OP becomes 5 centimeters. Okay, and this OB and OA, this length is 3 centimeters each. That is what we were given. So we write over here that PA is equal to PB equal to 4 centimeters. Okay, that completes our construction of two concentric circles with the two tangents. In case you want more detailed explanation on how or need more examples that have been solved in the class, then the link to these videos which have already been done, you will find in the description box below. You can go through and see how construction of circles, of concentric circles, have been done. Coming to question 1D, there are two parts once again to this. So we have one over here which says the 10th term of an arithmetic progression is 52. If the left 17th term exceeds its 13th term by 20, then find the first term and the common difference. Let's write down what has been given to us. We are given 10th term is 52. That means cancel this, A10 is equal to 52. At the same time, we are also given that the 17th term, that is A17, exceeds, that means greater than A13 by 20. So let's solve this further. We can say A17 we can also write as A plus 16D minus, and A13 can be written as A plus 12D equal to 20. I'll open the bracket. I'll keep this A plus 16D the way it is. Open the bracket, so the minus sign will come inside. minus a minus 12d equal to 20. Plus a and minus a will cancel out each other. 16d minus 12d will give me 4d equal to 20. We can divide this. 4 ones are 4, 4 5s are 20, which means we get our common difference as 5. Now we were asked to find the first term and the common difference. Common difference we found. Let's find the first term. We are given a10 equal to 52. We can write this as a plus 9d equal to 52. A is what we need to find out. D we have just found as 5, so we will substitute there. We get 9 into 5, we get as 45 equal to 52. So when I take 45 on the right hand side, it will become negative. 52 minus 45 will give me 7. That means the first term is 7 and the common difference is 5. That solves our problem. Coming to the last part of question 1, and it's the second part of question 1D. It says the first term and the last term of an arithmetic progression are 1 and 20 respectively. If the sum of all terms is 420, then find the number of terms. So we are given the first term 1, last term is given as 20, and we are given the sum of all terms as 420. So Sn equal to 420. We need to find the number of terms. So we use the formula of finding the sum of all terms, where the first term and the last term is given. Okay, so we'll use this whole thing in bracket and multiplied by n upon 2. So Sn is given as 420, A is 1, L is 20, so 1 plus 20, and we need to find out, divide by 2. So 2 I'll go and multiply with 420, but I'm going to just leave it the way it is, that is 420 into 2 rather than multiply it into 1 plus 21, 1 plus 20 sorry gives me 21, and that will be in the brackets into n. Now this 21 will get divided here, so I'll show it as n equal to 420 into 2 upon 21. So 21 ones are 21, 21 twos are 42, 0. So that means 20 into 2 is what we get, and if you multiply we get this as n equal to 40. 20 into 2 is 40. So that is, so the number of terms for this particular problem is 40. So in this way we have completed question 1 of this model paper. At this point of time I would like to remind you, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Share this video with your friends as well as your classmates, and if you like watching our previous videos and this video, do not forget to hit the like button. Second question, it says question 2a, that is select and write the correct alternative from those given below. In a group frequency distribution, the frequency of the class intervals 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30 are 3, 7, 5 and 4 respectively. Therefore, the lower limit of modal class is one of these, and there's 1 mark for this. So we are on the second question. If you have noticed, the first question comprised of 10 marks. So there are 4 questions totally in this paper. Each question will be of 10 marks, okay, and divided into sub questions. So there's 1 mark for the first question. So this is about a group frequency distribution where we are asked to find the lower limit of the modal class. So we'll just put this in 2 columns so that it will be easier for us to locate which is the lower limit of the modal class. First we'll have to find out which is the modal class, of course. So I'm going to write it as class interval, 1 column, and the other column I'm going to write it as frequency. So the class interval is given to us as 10 to 15, and we have the next one would be 15 to 20, 20 to 25 and 25 to 30. The frequency given is 3, 7, 5 and 4. Okay. Now for finding the modal class, we often look at the frequency, and the one with the maximum frequency, the class interval corresponding to that becomes the modal class. So this 7 is the maximum frequency among all these frequencies, and so the corresponding class interval will become our modal class, which is 15 to 20. We are asked for the lower limit of the modal class, so then 15 is our answer because that is the lower limit and 20 is the upper limit of this class interval. So 15, that is B, is our correct choice. Question 2b says the following frequency distribution shows the heights in centimeters of 50 students, and we are given two columns. First column tells us the height in centimeters, that is the class interval, 145 to 150, 150 to 155, 155 to 160, 160 to 165 and 165 to 170, and the corresponding frequencies are given as 12, 14, 11, 7, 6. So it says 12 students fall in this category, that means they have a height of 145 to 150, and the remaining represent the same relationship. Now we are asked to find the median height of the given data. To find the median height of the given data, we need to first of all find the median class. So we have been given over here the frequency, and to find the median class, first we look at which one has got the maximum frequency. So that would be 14. Okay, and if this is our maximum frequency, that means the class interval corresponding to that highest frequency becomes our median class. So 150 to 155 will become our median class. Okay, so we write down that, and we'll write down whatever is needed to find the median in this case. So we'll write down the formula first, so we know what exactly we need. So median is equal to L plus n upon 2 minus CF in brackets multiplied by H, and this thing will be upon F. Okay. Now what is L, n by 2, CF, F, H, you should know, but anyways I'll go through it once again, so that will refresh your memory as well. Now first we need to note down our median class. So our median class is, as we have noted, 150 to 155. So we'll write down median class. Median class equal to 150 to 155. Okay. Next, this becomes our frequency F, 14. Then next we see over here is L. Now L is actually the lower limit of the median class. So median class is 150 to 155, the lower limit is 150. Then over here is cumulative frequency. Now cumulative frequency we have to remove. So we have got another column here, so we need to add. So cumulative frequency, this is how we get. So for the first one we just write the way it is, 12. Then for the second one we add 12 to this 14, we get 26. Next 26 to this 11, we get 37. 37 to this 7, add to this 7, we will get 44, and 44 to 6 will get 50. And this is how we get our individual cumulative frequencies. Now the cumulative frequency that is asked over here is actually the cumulative frequency of the class preceding the median class. If this is our median class, the class preceding median class means the class interval coming before this median class, which is 145 by 150, and we need to take the cumulative frequency of this particular class interval, which in this case is 12. So CF will be 12. Next we see is H, and H is our class size or class width as we call it, and that is nothing but the difference between the upper limit and lower limit. So upper limit minus lower limit will give us our class width or class size as we call it. So 150 minus 145 will give us 5, and if you notice, the class size or class width is constant throughout. So H is equal to 5. Finally we are left with N. What is N? Make sure the H is different from N. Okay, N is nothing but the total frequency, so we need to add them up, and if we add them up we'll get N equal to 50. So this figure over here should tally with this figure here, or if you remove this first, then this figure here should tally with this. if they don't match with each other, that means you've got some calculation mistake somewhere. Okay, so now we have got them same, that means we are on the right track. So n is equal to 50. Now that we have got all the values, let's fill up this formula and get what we want, that is a median in this case. Okay, so and before we proceed, because it says n upon 2, so directly we can do that as well. So if n is equal to 50, that means this will imply that n upon 2 is equal to 25. So 50 upon 2 is equal to 25. So directly we can write. So let's write the median formula. So median is equal to L, which is 150, plus, in brackets we'll put n upon 2, which is 25 from here, minus CF, okay, and CF is what? 12. So we put 12, whole thing upon F. F we've got as 14. So we put 14, close the bracket, and we multiply it with H. H is 5 for us. Now that we have got this, we just need to calculate further. So we'll get 150 plus 25 minus 12 gives us 13 upon 14 into 5. Okay. Now if we calculate this further, the answer that we should get is 154.6. That is our median. So we write here 154.6 units. So we say, therefore we conclude that from this calculation that the median height of the given data is 154.6 units. Okay, so that is our answer to this question, question 2b. Coming to question 2c, it says using a pair of compass and ruler, construct triangle ABC in which AB equal to 4.5 centimeters, angle B equal to 120 degrees and BC equal to 5.6 centimeter. Then construct another triangle A dash BC dash similar to triangle ABC, each of whose sides are 5 upon 4 times the corresponding sides of triangle ABC. So since it says 5 upon 4, the denominator is smaller in this case, that means we need to draw a bigger triangle to the original triangle that we have been asked to draw. So the new triangle that we will be constructing will be bigger and not smaller. It is always smaller when the denominator is greater than the numerator, but in this case, in our case, this problem, the denominator is smaller than the numerator, which means that we need to construct a triangle bigger than the original triangle. So it will be something like this. So we'll have to first draw BC. Let's say over here BC. Once we draw BC, the next thing would be to construct 120 degrees. So 120 degrees will come something like this. Once we do that, we need to cut AB over here and then join this like this. Sorry for the missing diagram, it's very rough. We'll draw a fair one. So this will be A then. Okay, and now that you have ABC ready, next will be to draw A dash B C dash. So C dash will come here somewhere. Okay, so this will be C dash and A dash will come somewhere here, A dash, and then this will have to connect. So we'll have to make sure that A dash C dash is parallel to AC, and then we'll get a new triangle that we are asked to draw, that is A dash B C dash. So let's begin with the construction. First we'll draw BC, which is 5.6 centimeters. We'll begin over here. Mark that points here and here, that's B and C, which is 5.6 centimeters. Next would be to construct 120 degrees, and this is how we construct 120 degrees. Draw an arc from B, making B as your center, using the same measurement that we used to draw this arc. Keep the point over here. This will become our new center, and I'll cut the main arc with another arc this way, and this point where the two arcs intersect, from here I will draw another arc intersecting the main arc without changing the measurement, using the same measurement. So we don't change the measurement at all. Okay, now this point where these two arcs intersect, this point gives us our 120 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line passing through this point from point B. Okay, so it will be like this. Okay, so this is 120 degrees over here. Next we need to get AB. So for that, AB is given to us as 4.5 centimeters. So we'll measure 4.5 centimeters. So here you go. 4.5 centimeters. I'm going to keep the point on B and cut an arc like this. And where this arc cuts this line over here, that will be our A. All we need to do then is to connect A to C, and we'll get our triangle ABC. So we connect A to C over here like this, and now our triangle ABC is complete. Next we need to construct triangle A-B-C'. For that we'll draw an acute angle, we'll form an acute angle to this BC from B, something like this. Okay, and since we have been told that it is 5 by 4, so we'll have to make sure we cut this into 5 equal parts of equal length. Okay, so it doesn't, you don't have to measure anything, just make sure that they are you take the same measurement to cut the arcs. Okay, so I've taken some measurement and I'm going to begin from this B. I cut it into equal parts. That's one. Then I'm going to take this as a center where this arc cuts this line. Draw another arc cutting this line with the same measurement. That's the second one. So we have to do, make sure we have to cut it into 5 equal parts. Second. Again, taking this as a center, we draw another arc, that's 3, mark that point and we'll make that as a new center. And we cut another one here, that will become a new, the arc where it cuts the line becomes a new center. And now we have drawn 4 arcs, or we have constructed 4 of them. Let's do the 5th and final one. Here you go. Okay, so now that we have got 5 of them, what we'll do next is, it says 5 by 4. Okay, so 4, 1, 2, 3, sorry, 4, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4th one needs to be connected to this or joined to C. We'll do that. So C joining over here. That's it. Now we need to construct a line that is parallel to this line from this point. So it should be somewhere over here. We should construct another line. So what we are going to do that, to construct a line parallel to that, we are going to do a little more construction. For that, take the pointer over here, and before this between these two arcs I need to take the measurement less than the width of this gap between, or width of this between these two arcs. So just going to be very little difference here, and I'm going to make sure I'm cutting both these lines, this one as well as this one over here, and I am going to use the same measurement and keep the pointer at this particular arc where this arc cuts this line over here, and draw another arc like this. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is, you can see the distance between this and this. I'm going to measure this distance using our compass. So the measurement is here, you can see. Now using this measurement, I'm going to keep the pointer over here, okay, at this particular point where this arc is cutting this line, and this will be our center, and I'm going to draw an arc which is going to cut this line this way. Okay, so now we have cut the two arcs, we mark the point, and now what we need to do is we need to draw a line from this point, passing through this point, reaching over here, touching this. So it will be an extension of this BC. I'm just going to extend this BC further here, okay, and we'll see where exactly does this go and touch over here. Hopefully it doesn't go out of the page. So from this point, passing through this point. Okay, so good, we could it did not go out of the page. Next thing we need to do, so this will become then your C dash. Okay, you can mark this as C dash, and from here then we need to draw a line parallel to here so that we get A dash out here. Okay, so let's do that. So once again the same thing we need to do, draw an arc like this. So once we draw the arc like this, all we need to do is take the measurement. So the measurement will be from here to here. Here you go. So taken the measurement, and then, okay, sorry, cancel this part, cancel this part. Next, using the same measurement that we took to draw this arc, we keep the point here and we construct another arc this way. Next we measure from here to here, take this measurement. So here's the measurement, and I'm going to keep the pointer over here where this arc cuts this line BC dash. I'm going to draw another arc, it will cut over here. Now that we have got the two arcs to intersect, we choose this point and we need to draw a line from the C dash passing through this point of intersection, reaching all the way up to this line where we'll get our A dash. There you go. So we've got, and we mark this point as A dash. Okay, so that completes the triangle, which is 5 by 4 times greater than the smaller triangle, that is triangle ABC. We can mark this as B1, B2, B3, B4 and B5. Okay, you see the complete marking. This is how we construct triangle like this. For those of you who do not know or find it difficult to construct triangles, there are videos on construction of triangles as well. The link to that has been given below in the description box. You may go through them to understand how to construct triangles such as these. Next we come to question 2D, the final question under question 2. The daily pocket money of 60 college students is given in the following frequency table. This is for 4 marks. The first column says pocket money in rupees, which is our class intervals: 80 to 100, 100 to 120, 120 to 140, 140 to 160, 160 to 180, 180 to 200. In the second column we have the frequency, which is the number of students: 12, 8, 14, 9, 11, 6. And I've constructed more of these columns, which is one for class mark, then for the deviation, and finally for a product of the deviation into frequency. We have been told that taking the class mark denoted by A of the class interval 80 to 100 as the assumed mean, rewrite the complete table and also find the mean amount of pocket money by the assumed mean method. So this is we need to find the mean in this case, and we need to do it using the assumed mean method. For that we'll write down the formula, but we can fill this up first. This will help us to complete the formula as well. So we have been given the frequency over here: 12, 8, 14, 9, 11, 6. Class marks. How do you get class mark? Class mark is nothing but you add the lower limit to the upper limit and then divide it by 2. So 80 plus 100 divided by 2, that will give you 90. Then 100 plus 120 will give us 220, divided by 2 will give us 110. Now few things you can do straightforward without calculations as well. A class mark is usually the number that comes between the upper limit and lower limit and the upper limit. So in this case it is 90, you can easily make out. In this case it is 110, in this case it will be 130. Numbers that fall between the lower limit and upper limit. Also, one more thing to see is the gap between this class marks. It's 90, 110, 130. The gap is 20. It is the same gap that you will see in the class size of this class intervals. 100 minus 80, that's how you get the class size, is 20. 120 minus 100 gives you 20. So because the class size is constant throughout, the difference between the class marks will also remain constant. So if you get the first class mark, you can just add 20 to the next one and you'll get the next class mark, and so forth. So this should be 150, then will be 170 and 190. So without looking at my class intervals, I could write down this class marks. A few tricks that can help you speed up things. Next is our deviation. For deviation we need to assume one of these class marks as a part of our assumed mean. But in this case, in our case, we have been asked to take the class mark denoted by A of the class interval 80 to 100. So 80 to 100 class interval, that class mark we have to take as A. So this will be equal to A. Okay. If this is equal to A, then the next what we need to do is xi minus A. Xi is this individual, all of this, xi minus A. So 90 minus 90 will give us 0. Then 110 minus 90 will give us positive 20. Then this will give us positive 40. Again, the difference will be 20 each. So this will be 60, then 80, and finally 100. Now, usually in this case, we take the middlemost value as our assumed mean. But when it is given, as in this case, to take a class mark of a particular class interval, we have to follow that. So in this case, we had to take the class mark as 90 because we have been told to take the class mark as 90 of that particular class interval. Good. Now that we have got our deviation, that is di, next is to multiply fi into di and write the product over here. So 12 into 0, fi into di gives us 0. Anything into 0 is 0. 8 into 2, 16. We put a 0 behind because it is 20. 14 into 4 is nothing but 56. We put a 0 behind. Then 15 into 9, okay, is how much? Is 1. Sorry, cancel this part, cancel this part. Next, 6 into 9 is 54. So 54, and then we put a 0 behind. And 8 into 11 is 88. We put a 0 behind. And 100 into 6 is of course 600. Okay, easier way to calculate and get things done quickly. Next, we need to total this up. So when we total this up, we get sigma fi, which is equal to 60 in this case. And when we total this up, we get sigma fi di. In this case, it is 2740. Okay, so we need to add this up, and we need to add this up to get sigma fi and sigma fi di, because this will be required in our formula. Let's write the formula to find out mean by assume mean method. So mean brackets x is given by a plus sigma fi di whole thing upon sigma of fi. Now a in our case was 90, because that's what we were given. Then sigma fi was 2740 and sigma fi was 60. So we cancel the zeros and we can write 90 plus, and this if we divide 6 4s are 24, carry 3 3 4 4 8s are 6 4s are 24, 3 4s, so that means 6 5s are 30, carry 4, so this will give us 45.66, and 90 plus 45.66 will give us 135.66. that is our mean. So we can write over here that therefore mean amount of pocket money is equal to rupees 135.66. So that's how we get mean in case of question D by using assume mean method. So once again, at this stage I would like to ask you, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if you have liked watching this video, and share it with your friends as well as classmates who will also benefit as you are benefiting. Question 3a, we have select and write the correct alternative from those given below. The endpoints of the diameter of a circle are -11,7 and 5,5. Therefore, the coordinates of the center of the circle is, the choices given are A -3, -1, B 3, 1, C 3, -1, and D -3, 1. So here one thing you need to know, we are talking about a circle. So in a circle we have a center, okay, and when you have a straight line passing through the center, which is where the end points are meeting the circumference of this line passing through the center, this line is referred to as a diameter. Now in this case it says the end point of a diameter. Let's say we give it a name A and B, which are the end points of a diameter. Their coordinates are given to us, and we are told therefore the coordinates of the center of the circle, that means center of the circle is here. We know the radii of the circle, of any circle, to radii, all the radii of the circle are equal to each other. So in that case, that means this point has to become the midpoint. Okay, that means they are divided into equal ratios is what we can say. So in that case, once we know that this point divides this line AB into equal ratios, we can use the formula, that is let's say if we take this point as O, then say O will be equal to x1 plus x2 upon 2 comma in terms of coordinates, and y1 plus y2 upon 2. So if we take A as 11 comma -11, 7, so -11 will become x1 and 5 as coordinates of b, then this 5 comma minus 5 as the coordinates of b, then this 5 will become x2. So plus 5 we can take whole thing upon 2, comma y1 would then be 7 and y2 would be minus 5. So since it is plus, we'll get minus 5, 7 minus 5 upon 2. So minus 5 plus minus 11 plus 5 gives us minus 6 upon 2, and 7 minus 5 will give us 2 upon 2. We cancel this, 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6, 2 1s are 2, 2 1s are 2. We will get minus 3 comma 1 as the coordinate of that center, and from our choice that would be D. So D is our correct choice, minus 3 comma 1. Question 3b says find the area of triangle KMN whose vertices are K minus 5 comma 7, M minus 4 comma minus 5 and N 4 comma 5. So this is a straightforward question where we are asked to find the area of a triangle whose vertices are given. We have a formula for that, and that formula is what we need to use over here. So we'll just write over here x1, x2, x3 and y1, y2, y3, so it becomes easier for us to substitute in the formula. So we are given k, which is minus 5 comma 7, so we'll write this equal to x1 comma y1. Then we have m, which is given to us as minus 4 comma minus 5, we'll write this equal to x2 comma y2. N as 4 comma 5, write this equal to x3 comma y3. Okay, now that we have got this, so that means we get our x1 will be equal to minus 5, x2 will be equal to minus 4, x3 will be equal to 4, y1 will be equal to 7, y2 will be equal to minus 5, y3 will be equal to 5. There's no need to show this part, okay, but if it makes it easier for you to substitute in the formula, then please do so that you don't get confused and don't write the long value in the formula. So the formula would be of area of triangle KMN would be given by equal to half, okay, into x1 y1 minus y2 y2 minus y3. So it goes in that 1 2 3, then 2 3 1 and then 3 1 2 format. Okay, so plus the next would be 2. So here also it will be x1 x2 and then next will be x3, and this will be, now since it was 1 2 3, next it will be 2 3 1. So this would be y3 first minus y1. Next one will be x3, and since x3 is come, that means it will be y1 minus y2. We close the bracket and close the bracket here as well. So then this becomes equal to half, and now we substitute the values of x1 y2 y3, x2 y3 y1, x3 y1 y2. x1 we know is minus 5, okay, in brackets y2, which is minus 5, minus y3 which is minus 5, plus x2 which is minus 4, so that will be minus 4, I'll put in brackets, okay, into y3 is positive 5, minus y1 over here, so y1 is 7, so I'll close the bracket over here. Next we have x3 is minus 4, again I'll put this in the bracket, open the bracket. Then we have y1 which is 7 minus y2 which is also minus, I'll put this into another bracket, this will be another bracket, and I'll close into box bracket. Then we have half, so minus 5 into minus 10, okay, then plus and minus, so this will be minus 4, and 5 minus 7 gives us negative 2, then plus minus we'll get minus 4 again, and this would be 7 minus 5 into minus 5 gives us plus 5, so that would be 7 plus 5, that would be 12. Close the bracket. Okay, so put the half out. Minus 5 into minus 10 gives us positive 50. Minus 4 into minus 2 gives us positive 8. And we have a small mistake, x3 over here is I have not put the equal to sign, thought it is minus 4. So this will be positive 4. x3 is positive 4 from here. So 4 into 12 gets us positive 48. We'll close this bracket and we get half into, this will come as 106. 50 plus 8, 58, 58 plus 48 gives us 106. We divide this, 2 1s are 2, 2 5s are 10, 2 3s are 6. We get equal to 53, and that would be 53 square units. Do not forget to write the square units. That is what we write for area for units for area of a triangle. Okay, so that's the solution for this problem, and this problem comes for 2 marks. Question C, 3C says find the ratio in which y-axis divides the line segment joining the points A 5, minus 6 and B 1, minus 1, 4. Also find the coordinates of the point of division. 3 marks for this. So we have been given this line segment AB, and there is a point that is dividing this line segment. We need to find the coordinates of that point, and we also need to find the ratio in which that line. So what it means is, this is a line AB and there is a point which is dividing this line segment AB into certain ratio. We need to find the coordinates of this y, let's say x comma y, and we need to find the ratio in which it is divided. Let's say k is to 1. So we need to find what is k, we need to find what is x and y over here. So we begin with what we have been given, and the important thing that we have been given over here is that find the ratio in which the y-axis divides the line segment. That means this point lies on the y-axis, and if it lies on the y-axis, which means the x coordinate should be equal to 0. So this is where we will begin with. Okay, but we'll do a small assumption before that. So we say let p 0 comma y be the point on the y-axis that divides line segment, or just divides AB, you can say AB, okay, in the ratio k is to 1. So there are two assumptions here. One, that we assume the coordinates of the point, that is p 0 comma y, and the other one in which ratio it is dividing, that is k is to 1. So taking just the x-axis, since we know the x-axis is equal to 0, I am just taking the x-axis of this point P. So for point P I can say x equal to 0, and this x-axis we can take, we apply the section formula to this x-axis. This would be the formula, that would be m1 x2 plus m2 x1 whole thing upon m1 plus m2 equal to 0, because we given this x-axis is equal to 0. Now we have assumed k is to 1, so that means m is k, so we'll put this as k. x2 in this case would be a minus 1. If you want, you can assume that also, that this is equal to x1 y1, this is equal to x2 y2, plus m2, which is we have taken as 1, into x1. x1 is 5. Whole thing would be k, m1 is k, m2 is 1, equal to 0. So when we cross multiply, k1, k plus 1 into 0 becomes 0. So we are left with k into minus 1 plus 5. So I'll just cancel this and I'll put minus 1 into k will take as minus k, 1 into 5 would be positive 5 equal to 0. So if I take k on the right hand side, this is what I will get the value as k equal to 5. So now that we have got the value of k, we can definitely write over here that P or point P divides AB in the ratio 5:1, because he said k is to 1, right? So this would be 5:1. I'll put a line over here, so simultaneously I'll solve. Now that we know that, we need to know what is y, so that we get the coordinates of P. So same thing we'll do. Y equal to, put the section formula for y, y2 plus m2 y1 whole thing upon m1 plus m2. Here we have the advantage, we know what is m1 standing for, that is 5. So that would be 5 into y2 would be 4, this 4, plus m2 would be 1, and y1 will be minus 6 whole thing upon m1 now we know is 5 and m2 is 1. So 5 into 4 is 20, 1 into minus 6 gives us minus 6 whole thing upon 5 plus 1 is 6. That gives us 20 minus 6 is 14 upon 6. 2 3s are 6, 2 7s are 14. We get 7 upon 3. So we can say therefore our coordinates, therefore P equal to, you can say 0, 7 by 3 or 0, 7 upon 3, because we know it was the point is on the y-axis, so x-axis is 0. So we solve both sides. It's 3 marks problem. One was to find the ratio, other one was to find the coordinates. That is how we solve this problem. Question D1 is if A 4, 3, B minus 1, k and C 3, 4 are the vertices of a right triangle ABC, right angled at A, then find the value of k. This is for 2 marks. So if you draw a right angle triangle like this, which is right angled at A, okay, we have B and C over here, and we have been given coordinates of B as minus 1, k, C as 3, 4, and A as 4, 3. Now if we need to find the value of k, then we need to use a property of a right angle triangle, and that is, when it is a right angle triangle, we can use the Pythagoras theorem. And the Pythagoras theorem says that the square of the longer side is equal to the sum of the square of the adjacent 2 sides of the triangle. So that means the hypotenuse in this case will be BC, the side opposite to the right angle. So you can say since triangle ABC is a right angle triangle, right angled at A, therefore by Pythagoras theorem we have BC square equal to AB square plus AC square. Now we just need to apply the distance formula for BC here, okay, and I'll do it over here since we won't have place here. So BC, if we apply, so BC is here, so put a square root sign first, and that would be 3 minus of minus 1, and this would be in this case it is if you don't remember the distance formula, it is actually square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So this is what I'm going to do. So this is x2 minus x1 in this case whole square, plus the other one would be that is y2 minus, so 4 minus k whole square equal to, and this whole thing would be under square because it is BC square. Then we have another big bracket, and then there is a square root sign here. In this case we are taking AB square, so AB, so that is in this case it is minus 1 minus 4 whole square plus k minus 3 whole square, close the bracket, square, okay, then plus square root of 3 minus 4 whole square plus 4 minus 3 whole square, and this whole thing is in another square bracket. Okay, this is the squares are because of our Pythagoras theorem. So because of this square, the square root signs everywhere will go away, and we'll open this bracket as well. So 3 minus or minus 1, that means we'll get 3 plus 1, which is 4. So we have straight away write 4 square plus 4 minus k whole square equal to, next one will be minus 5 whole square plus k minus 3 whole square plus 3 minus 4 is minus 1 whole square plus 4 minus 3 is 1 whole square. Okay, next 4 square is 16 plus, I'll open this is a minus b whole square, so that would be a square, that is 16, plus b square plus k square minus 2ab, so minus 8k equal to 25. Minus 5 whole square will be 25, and again a minus b, so that's a square plus b square minus 2ab, so that would be minus 6k plus minus 1 whole square is positive 1, and this also would be positive 1. Then k square, they are on either side, so they would cancel out each other. Okay, then we have 16 plus 16 would be 32 minus 8k, okay, equal to, then we have 25 plus 9 34, 34 plus 1 35, 35 plus 1 36, so 36 minus 6k. Okay, next after this what we'll do is we'll take the minus 8k on the other side and bring the 36 here, so that would be 32 minus 36 equal to minus 6k plus 8k, that gives us 2k equal to minus 4. Okay. We cancel 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, we get k is equal to minus 2. So that is the answer for this question, k equal to minus 2. Finally, we come to the last question of question 3, that is question 3D, second part. Find the relationship between x and y if the point p x comma y is equidistant from the points a 2 comma 5, b minus 3 comma 7. So we have this line AB, and we have this point P which is at equal distance from this point A and point B, and in the coordinates x comma y, and A will have 2 comma 5, B is the coordinate of B is minus 3 comma 7. All we are asked to do is not to find the coordinates of x and y, but rather to establish a relationship. So for that, since we know that the distance from A to P and P to B are equal to each other, we can say that AP is equal to PB, and there is only 2 marks for this. Okay, so since P is equidistant from A and B, therefore AP is equal to PB, you can write. Okay, and we put the distance formula for AP, so that would be square root of, in this case it would be x minus 2 whole square plus y minus 5 whole square equal to square root of, in case of PB, it will be x plus 3 whole square plus y minus 7 whole square. So we say squaring on both sides, that would remove the square root sign on both sides. We get x minus 2 whole square plus y minus 5 whole square equal to x plus 3 whole square plus y minus 7 whole square. And for that, so a minus b formula for everything, so that would be x square minus 4x plus 4 plus y square minus 10y plus 25 equal to x square plus 6x plus 9 plus y square minus 14y plus 49. Okay, So now that we can get rid of x square both sides, we can get rid of y square both the sides, and we will be left with minus 4x over here. Okay, then we have minus 10y over here, and I'm going to bring the 6x also on the left hand side, so positive 6x will become negative 6x, and this negative 14y will become positive 14y if I bring it on the left hand side. 4 plus 25 is 29, so this positive 29 I'll take on the right hand side, that will become negative 29. Then we have 9 plus 49, so I'll keep the 9 that way and I'll keep the 49 that way, becomes easier. Minus 4x plus minus 6x gives me minus 10x minus 10y plus 14y, so that's a positive 4y equal to minus 29. If you remove from 49, what is left is 20. 20 plus 9 is 29. So you can write it as if you remove the negative sign from 10x, that would be taking negative sign common throughout, we will get positive 10x negative 4y equal to 29. So, or you can, in other words, you can also say multiplying negative sign throughout on both the sides, this will become positive, this will become negative this way. You can, if you can leave it this way, or if you want, you can bring this negative 29 on the left hand side too, and it will become something like this: 10x minus 4y positive 29 equal to 0. So that is the relationship that you need to establish. This is for 2 marks. With this we complete question 3. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, like the video if you have liked watching it, and do not forget to share it with your friends and classmates. Coming to question 4a, select and write the correct alternative from those given below. The equation which can be reduced to the quadratic form where x is not equal to 0 is, the choices are given A, B, C, D. We'll go through individual choices and we'll start from the last one first. Here remember, we have to see, we are told the equation which can be reduced to the quadratic form. The quadratic form is what? The general form is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where x is not equal to 0. So the highest power of this polynomial should be 2. In this case, we are given root of x whole square. So once you open this up, this becomes x. So the power, it loses the power 2, and the highest power in this case will become x. So it will be x minus 2 square will be 4. So x minus 4. So that is not quadratic form. Next one, C. I mean, here it's x square plus 2 root x minus x. Now the other thing about a quadratic form is that the power should be in whole numbers. So that's 2, then 1, then 0. Over here you see it's 2, and then that's root of x. So this is not a whole number. The power is half of x. So we rule this out as well. In case of B, when we take the LCM in this case, it will become x cube. So x cube does not become a quadratic equation. In case of A, if I solve A, we should get our quadratic equation. So it should be, if x minus 1 upon x equal to 1, take the LCM, will become x square minus 1 upon x equal to 1. Multiply x into 1 over here, you will get x square minus 1 equal to x. 1 into x is x. And then when I take the x on the left hand side, we will get x square minus x minus 1 equal to 0. So this is a quadratic, this is in quadratic form. This equation is in quadratic form. So that's why we say, so our choice will be A, x minus 1 upon x equal to 1. Question 4b says, attempt the following, 2 marks. The equation 12x square minus 4kx plus 3 equal to 0 has real and equal roots. Find the values of k. So to find the values of k, if we compare this to general quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, we get and this is 12x square plus 4kx plus 3 equal to 0. So comparing the above, okay, that is if we mark this as 1 and this as 2, 1 and 2, we get that A is equal to 12, then B is equal to 4k, and C is equal to 3. So this is A, B, this is A, this is B, this is C. So A is equal to 12, B is equal to 4k, and C is equal to 3. Now we are told over here that this equation has got real and equal roots. When equation has got real and equal roots, we say that the discriminant is equal to 0. And discriminant formula is b square minus 4ac. So we can write b square minus 4ac equal to 0. B is what? 4k. So we write 4k whole square minus 4 into a, which is 12, into c, which is 3, equal to 0. 4k whole square is 16k square minus 4 into 12 is, or rather we'll take 4 into 3, which is 12. 12 into 12 is 144. So that's 144 equal to 0. So we take 144 on the other side, we get 16k square equal to 144. Okay, so that means k square is equal to 144 upon 16. And this, if we divide 4 times table, we will get 4 4s are 16, then 4 3s are 12, 2 4 4 6 are 24. So that is 36 upon 4. Further, if we divide, 4 1s are 4, 4 9s are 36. So we get k square equal to 9, which means k will be equal to plus or minus 3. So that means it is clearly told us find the values of k. That means k should have 2 values because this is plural. And we have got k is equal to either can be either plus 3 or k can be either minus 3. That's how you solve this problem for 2 marks. Question 4b2, okay, says the equation mx square minus 5x plus n equal to 0 has 10 as the sum of the roots and also as the product of the roots. Find the value of n. So this is also for 2 marks here. Now this is given as an equation. We write down the equation first. Mx square minus 5x plus n equal to 0, and comparing with general form. Okay, comparing with general form, that is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, we get a equal to m, b equal to minus 5, and c is equal to n. Now we are told that the equation has this equation has 10 as the sum of the roots. So how do we write the sum of the root? Sum of the root is written by alpha plus beta. So that is equal to 10 we are given. And we are given that the product is also 10. Okay, is also the product of the roots. Okay, so that means alpha into beta, okay, is equal to 10. These are the roots of the equation, alpha and beta. But alpha and beta, we know we can write it as alpha and beta is also equal to minus b upon a. So that we write minus b upon a equal to 10, and alpha into beta is also equal to c upon a, which is equal to 10 in this case. Now in both the cases, if you notice, okay, here you have minus b, which is we write over here as minus 5, and upon a, which is m, equal to 10 we write. Okay, so m I'll take on top and 10 will bring down. So we will get m equal to minus and minus, we give plus 5 upon 10 we get over here, and 5 1s are 5, 5 2s are 10. So that means we get m is equal to half. In this case, c, which is n, and a, which is m, we write is n upon m equal to 10. Now m we have got it as half. So I'll take m over here and multiply it, and because we need n. So n equal to 10 into m. We can use the m which we have got here. So n is equal to 10 into half, and 2 1s are 2, 2 5s are 10, and we divide that and we get n is equal to 5. So this is what we need, n is equal to 5 as per the question. This is for 2 marks. So first we get n, and using that value we put it in the product to get the value of n, which is equal to 5. Coming to question 4c, it says find the roots of any one of the following quadratic equation. That means you'll get two equations. One will be by factorization method, one will be by quadratic formula method. In this video we'll solve both of them and we'll see how we can solve. But for examination you are free to answer any one, or if you want you can answer both of them as well. But you'll get 3 marks for any one of the solutions that you have attempted. So any one of the questions that you have attempted. So first one is 3x square minus 7x minus 20 equal to 0, and this we need to find the roots of this particular quadratic equation using factorization method. So we have 3x square minus 7x minus 20. So if we multiply 20 into 3 we get 60. So we need to get a product of 2 as 60, and the addition subtraction should be a negative 7 in between. So when we remove, so we have 60, right? So 20 into 3, 60. So how do we get 60? 5 12s are 60, then 2 6s are 12, 2 3s are 6, and 3 1 are 3. So you get it this way: 5 into 2 into 2 into 3 will give you 60. Now we need minus 7 and minus 20 is at C, which means that this is actually a difference of positive as well as negative, and the greater sign will go to the negative. So if we have a look, we can compare that. If we multiply 2 into 2 into 3 we get 12, and if we take minus 12 and plus 5 we get negative 7. That's exactly what we are going to do. So I'm going to take this as 12 and I'm going to minus 12 and plus 5. That is what I'm going to do over here. So 3x square minus, instead of 7x I'm going to write minus 12x plus 5x minus 20 equal to 0. Okay, so I'll take 3x common between these two. You get 3x, and what is left is x minus 4, and over here I'll take between these two I'll take just 5 common, so I'm left with x minus 4 once again equal to 0. So x minus 4 is common, so I put x minus 4 here. What is left behind is 3x plus 5 equal to 0, which means we can get x minus 4 equal to 0 and 3x plus 5 equal to 0. In other words, x is equal to 4, and you also have x equal to minus 5 upon 3. Okay, so therefore you can say, therefore the roots of the given quadratic equation are 4 and minus 5 upon 3. That's the solution to this, and this is for 3 marks. The second choice that you have is this by using quadratic formula method. So the quadratic equation given is 5x square plus 6x minus 8 equal to 0. We need to find the roots using quadratic formula method. So we compare this with our general form. So comparing with general form, that is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, we get a is equal to 5 from here, b is equal to 6, and c is equal to minus 8. First thing we need to see whether this given quadratic equation has got real roots or real and equal roots or no roots at all, because if you are not getting any roots, we have to write down we are not going to get into, but it is given to us so that we should get roots. So certainly we should be able to get. So we look at the discriminant first. Discriminant we should get either equal to 0 or greater than 0. D equal to b square minus 4 ac. So b is 6, so 6 whole square minus 4 into a into c minus 8. 6 whole square is 36. Now 4 into 5 is 20, 20 into 8 is 160, and minus becomes plus, so that means plus 160, and we get d equal to 196. Now I can write, since t is greater than 0, therefore given quadratic equation has real roots. Now we can go to find the roots. Now that we have confirmed that the quadratic equation has real roots, we can continue. Then We write down the quadratic formula, that is x equal to minus b plus or minus square root of d. Instead of b square minus 4ac, directly we can write d since we have already found that out. Whole thing upon 2a. b is what? 6. So minus 6 plus or minus square root of d. d is 196. Whole thing upon 2a. So 2a is 5. 2 into 5. Minus 6 plus or minus the square root of 196 is 14. So 14 into 14 gives you 196. The square root of 196 is 14. Whole thing upon 2 into 5, which is 10. So we get x equal to this. Now we can separate them out based on the signs. X equal to minus 6 plus 14 upon 10, or we can write x equal to minus 6 minus 14 upon 10. Minus 6 plus 14 gives us 8. 8 upon 10. And we calculate this further, we will get 2 4s are 8, 2 5s are 10 over here, which means x is equal to 4 upon 5. Over here x is equal to minus 6 and minus 14 gives us minus 20 upon 10. This we cancel, 10 ones are 10, 10 twos are 20, we will get x equal to minus 2. Therefore we can write given roots of given quadratic equation are 4 upon 5 and minus 2. These are the roots of the equation by using quadratic formula. Just a correction over here. These 2 marks are for the 2 questions under attempt the following. So this has got just 1 mark and this has got only 1 mark. So I had written 2 marks. Apologies for that. Only 1 mark for this. We come to the last question, that is question 4D, last question of this paper, and this has got 4 marks. This is a word problem on quadratic equation. It says a shopkeeper buys a certain number of books for rupees 600. If the price of each book is reduced by rupees 5, he can buy 10 more books for the same amount. Find the original list price of the book. So to understand this, he says this question says that the shopkeeper buys a certain number of books for 600. Okay. If the price of each book is reduced by 5, he can buy 10 more books for the same amount. Find the original list price of the book. So in this case, what we'll do is first we'll assume the original list price of each book. Okay, and we'll see how it comes along. Let the original list price of each book be rupees X. Okay, and then we can say therefore number of books that can be bought with rupees 600 will be equal to 600 upon X. Okay, so correct, right? So we said the original list price of each book, we gave it as the original price of individual one book, we gave it rupees X. Now he has 600 books. So when we divide it by individual price with 600 total amount, we'll come to know how many books he bought with that individual amount, with the total amount, because we know the price of individual. Now here, since we don't know, we have assumed that as 6. So 600 upon X will give us the number of books that he bought for that price. Now in the second case, we are told that what happens if the price is reduced by 5. Which price? The original list price. So that means this has to become X minus 5. So that we'll write this: when the original list price of each book is reduced by rupees 5, then new price will be equal to 600 upon x minus 5. Okay, so then now he will be able to buy 10 more books at this particular price, 600 upon x. The total amount of money that this shopkeeper has remains the same, that is 600, but now the price is dropped by 5 rupees, and because it is dropped by 5 rupees, he is able to buy 10 more books. So we'll write down, that should give us our equation. So we will write down, we are given if cost per book was rupees 5 less, the number of books that could be bought for rupees 600 would be 10 more, right? That is what we have been told. So we can write, therefore 600 upon x minus 5 minus 600 upon x equal to 10. Okay, so this difference, see, this is when the price is reduced, okay, and this is the original price. So the difference between the two should give us 10 more books. This is at the original price, the number of books that can be brought, and this is the number of books that can be brought when the price is reduced by 5. And obviously the number of books that can be bought when the price is reduced by 5 has to be more, but we are told that it is more by 10. That is why we have put this number over here and not over here. So this minus this, because this is greater number of books, gives us the difference is 10. So that gives us our equation as well. So if we go to further solve this thing, we should get our equation. So I'm going to write it once again. Here we go. So now we take the LCM in this case, and when we take the LCM we get, so this we multiply into this and this we multiply into this to get our LCM. Okay, so 600 into x minus 600 into x minus 5 whole thing upon x into x minus 5 equal to 10. 600 into x will give us 600x minus 600 into x gives minus 600x minus 600 into minus 5 will give positive 3000 equal to 10, and this part will hold, the denominator is there, which is x into x minus 5. So I'll open the bracket here. X into x gives me x square, and x into minus 5 will be minus 5x. So 600 minus 600x minus 600x, that cancels off, and we are left with just 3000 on top, and we'll write 10 over here, and this will multiply with this. That will be into x square minus 5x. This cancels, and we are left with x square minus 5x equal to 300. Then bring the 300 on the left hand side, and we've got our quadratic equation, which we can solve for x. I mean to find the roots of the quadratic equation. So 300 is a product, 300 into 1 is 300. If we find the factors of that, so 300 you can do by quadratic equation method formula, using quadratic equation formula as well. So this is 3 into 1 0 0, 5 20, 5 into 4 is 20, 2 into 2, 2 ones are 2. So we have 3 into 5 into 5 into 2 into 2, that gives us 300. So we have minus 5x and minus 300 over here, which means there should be a difference with the sign of the greater number being negative. So in this case, easily we can make out that if we take this 5 and 3 we get 15, 5 and we take the remaining we get 20. 5 into 2 is 10, 10 into 2 is 20. This has to be the sign of the greater number plus. So x square minus 20x plus 15x minus 300 equal to 0. We take x common, x minus 20 remains. Over here we take 15 common. So if we take 15 common, we are left with x minus 20 once again. X minus 20 is common to both, so we take x minus 20 into what is remaining, x plus 15 equal to 0. So x minus 20 equal to 0, we can write x plus 15 equal to 0. We get x equal to 20 and x equal to minus 15. Okay. Now in this case we have assumed x to be the list price. Okay. So the price cannot be negative. So we rule this negative 15 and we will be taking 20. So we write down over here, since price cannot be negative, so original list price of one book is rupees 20. So that's what we were asked. We were asked to find out the original list price of the book, and we found the original list price of the book as being rupees 20. So this type of word problem, quadratic equation, will come for 4 marks, and I hope you have understood how to solve. If you have difficulty in finding factors using factorization method, or you have a problem understanding how to solve using quadratic formula method, then the link for that is given in the description box below. You can check out those videos as well. So with this we complete this paper or model paper on maths term 2 examination. It will be had probably in April. If you have liked watching this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and please share it with as many friends and classmates so that they can also benefit as you have done so. Thank you for watching, and keep watching for more such videos. Thank you.